Alrighty. Hello, welcome back to Bald and Board Games. I'm Bald.
I'm bored and blind today.
He is, absolutely. Someone punched him in his eyeball.
Might have been myself. I don't know.
Most likely. Just stabbed himself in the middle of the night. He was having a horror dream where he was the villain. He thought he was stabbing out someone else's eye, and it was his own. We are going to do a rulebook rundown of the newly unboxed video that we did of Canvas. And this is the big box. So you can see here we have the different artwork on the side, Canvas big box. And then inside, they have all these like nice slots for you to put everything, which is super, super handy. There you go.
Yeah, so we just did the unboxing of this. Pretty cool looking game. Mm-hmm. Where you're a painter, kind of.
Yeah, you're constructing paintings. You'll find out more so right now, but you're going to be getting cards that are see-through, which are these here, and they stack on top of each other like that to form the name of a painting, so otherworldly curiosity. So you'll be stacking 3 of these cards on top of each other and then on top of a background card, which we'll cover in more depth in a moment, and that's going to score you points based on the achievements that are up here. So it's a very quick, very simple game, but has a ton of variety. As you can see, there are a ton of these see-through cards.
I'm gonna try to make like the darkest combo of like a dragon burning down a town or something.
I mean, there's literally a dragon burning fire, and there's one of these that says darkness, which is black around the border. Yep. So
I'm gonna try to make the combo
for sure. But let's go over this gorgeous master rule book here that came in the big box edition. So starting out, we have Welcome to Canvas. In Canvas, you are a painter competing in a prestige art festival. Create masterpieces. So over the course of the game, you will create 3 paintings. Curate your work. Each painting consists of exactly 3 art cards, and each card combination creates a beautiful, unique illustration and a fun title to go along with it. Layer artistic elements. So depending on which cards you choose and the order in which you layer them, you will reveal or cover elements that will help your painting score ribbons. Collect accolades. You'll need to pay attention to bonus icons and manage your inspiration tokens, which can be spent to help you draft the perfect card to complete your painting and compliment your painting and earn as many ribbons as possible.
He's not even blind.
You know, it's early, okay? It's actually not early for me. I've been up since
I think it's early for me, not for you.
7. Take home the title. So when everyone has completed their 3 paintings, the game ends. The artist whose paintings have garnered the most recognition and score the most points wins best in show. So this is different than some other games. Some other games that are similar to this, it would typically be when the first person creates their 3rd painting, game is done. This is once everyone's created all 3, which is kind of nice. That allows everyone to create their paintings.
Which kind of is, because like if you complete it first, are you just out? Are you just done until the other person does theirs?
It may not behoove you to do so, though, because you could miss out on cards that come out.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
I would imagine so.
Like you can like escalate there, and then it's like, oh, what if the other person just sees how many points you have and figures out a way around it?
Exactly.
Maybe it's like when the first person ends, like you get minus points to the second person, like escape plan.
Maybe.
Like there's a penalty for doing it second.
Possibly. All right, so that's a little story about kind of the general gist of what this is. Steve is going to go over
setup. Yeah. So we did the base setup, what is step 1?
Putting the board, unfolding and placing the board in the middle of the table. That is this, and that is
the
extension here, which came from one of the expansions.
Yes. So we already did that. We have the 4 frames. These do stand up. So there's a little thing in the box which allows you to actually stand this up like a normal picture frame.
Yep.
For the ease of your viewing, we'll just lay them down like this.
Yeah.
We're going to start by placing the 4 scoring cards of your choice on the scoring card spaces. So that is that deck right there.
So it comes with a handy divider for the box. So scoring cards.
And then that is the red, blue, green, and purple spots right here. So you shuffle those up, randomly take 1. On the back of those cards, there is like a little explanation on what's going on. That would obviously be face down. And then you have the card face up.
So we're going to go 1. There's a lot of these, so every game is going to have even more variety on how you play to score points based on...
It also has a fun thing here, which I didn't notice. It says the back... So some of these, because we have the expansions, do not pair well with others. So it does tell you certain combinations to not do.
Not recommended with, here, with emphasis.
Did you happen to get
this
emphasis?
This one is fine with everybody.
Hilarious.
Hey,
you got emphasis.
So those 2 are paired well with everyone, it looks like. And emphasis pairs well with everyone except for clarification. So let's grab a different one
Just get rid
then.
of emphasis, because that's an expansion one. Keep that.
Huh? Oh, you want to keep that one?
Yeah, get rid of emphasis.
All right, so that is continuation. So then adjacency. Sure. Actually, no, rhythm I pulled first. I like rhythm. Let's go with rhythm.
All right.
That's handy. That was a very nice thought. So that way you don't get. I was thinking about that when I was looking at these before, and how do they know these don't get pigeonholed with one another? Cool. So those are the 4.
All right. So place the 5 ribbon trays in their designated area. So they made this actually really well built.
Mm-hmm.
So red and green go together. Red and green are in a tray together. So they literally, the tray just sits right there.
And so that pulled right out of the big box.
Purple and blue sits right like that.
Love it.
Did upside down. Don't like it.
And we have the Moors as well. We'll change them afterwards. Want to do it now for you?
No, it's fine.
Nope. Called it. You already called it out.
You would have noticed too.
I was ignoring it.
No, it's for now.
For now.
It just tweaks out.
Because it gets covered here, so I can't even see it now. So only you would see it.
We have silver, and then we have gold.
Yeah.
So all 6 of those trays down. So right now it says 5 ribbon trays.
We have another one.
Yeah, that's not there yet. So it says 5 ribbon trays because I believe gold or silver, one of them, I think gold, is in one of the expansions.
Yeah. Keep going. These are good.
Yep. And then the final one goes up here. So these are like multicolored, a little holographic-y.
Yeah, iridescent.
Sure.
Iridescent.
There we go. That just sits up here.
I
don't like how tall that box is, so I'm going to put it on here. That's just way taller than all these. That's what's tweaking me out.
Hilarious. I really like when games do these big box organizational things that allow you to pull out and put them on the board. So like right now, Lost Ruins of Arnak is having their adventure chest that'll be up for pre-order here shortly, which we definitely will be. And that is a big box like this one to hold all expansions, but more importantly, it's set up so you can really pull things out of the box, put it right on the board just like this.
Solid.
So yeah, we have an expenditure coming up. I'm going to definitely snag that and every version of Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Solid.
So we'll definitely get that on camera.
Oh yeah, for sure. Next up, broken. The art cards. Shuffle the art cards in a random order. They're kind of already shuffled. We don't know what they are.
Yeah, I shuffled them after after I went through and took the plastic off every single one of these. I respect keeping the artwork intact, but god damn, it was a pain.
And then we have this box here, so they go right in that box and literally on the box space that matches.
Cool. And this helps you not be able to really see what's coming next.
Yep. Give 3 sleeved background cards to each player. So the background cards are these cards. It's literally the background to artwork. So
and they're all the same.
Yep. So
the picture is different, but they have no difference in their benefit other than the style and look. So as you can see here, it has a kind of just a standard random background. It gives you these palettes on the bottom, the paints,
but they're all
just for reference on how to put those see-through cards on top of this. And then the black area just going to show you where your name is ultimately going to go. Very fun.
Next up, each player starts with 6 inspiration tokens.
Okay, so these are our little paint palettes.
And each player starts with 1 easel.
Must be the painting that we're working on.
So literally board setup is that easy. It does give you a little graphic that says, oh, here's a recommended setup where you can set up these next to those. You can just do however you want. You have the pieces, set up however you want.
Yeah, it's your table, your space.
On the back, it does give a fun thing that we noticed in one of the expansion things, which is scenarios. So if you want a very specific gameplay and you're like, hey, I want to play a super complex, hard, difficult game, you can actually find the set of 4 that matches these 4 up here, and you can play exactly as it's listed.
That's so fun.
Where it says R and F, meaning the 2 expansions, I'm assuming.
Yes.
That's where they come from.
Yep, that is exactly right.
So setup, that simple. Takes less than 5 minutes.
Cool. I didn't say to deal out any of the cards.
Nope.
Did we skip that? Because it shows them on there.
Which is one on where?
The cards on the board.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Place the box there. Place an art card face up on each space.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey, there you go. Corrupted. That's one for Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Deep.
Water. Improbable.
There you go. Dread. Perfect. Steve.
Oh, you can put Corrupted and Dread together.
Technically, so you stacked 3. So even if this name was on the same side, you could still put them on top of each other.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought it'd be like you have to get a left, a middle, a right.
There's only a left and right.
Oh.
So that's why. But what could be helpful, so like deep here, right? So you look at deep, right?
It has red. That doesn't have red.
Exact, and it has blue. So that's where you would do this, and then you get the fun like corrupted with the bubbles thing.
That makes sense.
Cool. All right, that's chilling. There.
Now
set up. We'll scoot this off the side a little bit. That way the shadow's not cast too far over that. Cool. Easy enough. All right.
So what are these art cards?
So now we have the art cards, which are all of these. So each painting comprised of exactly 3 art cards and the background card. Okay? So 3 of these and 1 of the backgrounds.
Oh, look at that.
Purdy. I'm trying to put the book in the way for you. Scoot back a little bit. So on the art cards, you have, of course, the illustration in the top area, the title in black, and the icons on the bottom. The color swatches, which are on the background cards, these bottom portions there, those are visual aids to help identify an icon's position. So you're always going to want to put a card into your sleeve like this, so that color is over the proper swatch. You will not do this for 2 reasons, because 1,
it looks stupid.
It doesn't work.
Hilarious. I want to know the person that did that in testing. They're like, oh, I'm going to put it face down.
Well, they probably, I have no idea. They probably didn't have like sleeves for whatever reason in testing initially. And it also just looks nice having the paint at the bottom, because you would typically have, paint like that for painting. So just little helpful aids. You're not needed. The element icons represent the elements of the design. There are various combination of elements that will score points. Creativity icons, which are a star. See if we can find one in here. There must be one somewhere at the top.
There's a huge stack of them. I remember that.
Yeah.
Watch the very next one have one.
That'd be ridiculous.
Oh, are we going right there?
There we go.
Look at that.
So this star that is there is a wild, which means it counts as any icon. Put that on top. Boop. There's the book to show you the rest, unless they're all on there. They're not all on there, actually. So we have hue, which is the color wheel. We have shape, which is the triangle. Texture are the dashed lines for texture. Tone is this little sun-looking one that has the different tone, the gradation there. And then creativity is that star that I just showed you. Then there are...
Shape is just a triangle. Why not call it triangle?
Because it's supposed to just reference shapes.
It should be all different shapes.
They could have done 3 of them. They could have done the triangle, the square, and the circle.
Yeah.
But I think they're trying to do simplicity. There are also several special icons you'll encounter throughout the game. So the special icons are things like these ribbons here.
Oh, so you can gain ribbons
the ribbons,
that way. That's fun.
The ×2. There's some that have like this paintbrush here. Okay. There's some, I think, that come from the reflections that show another little small swatch on there. So we can find one of those here somewhere. Look, all these are stars now. Top. Ridiculous. There we go.
Well, we're gonna have to like walk.
So then here, you have your colossal. So that has the little icon at the top, which means this is a reflection one, which can be on either side.
Ah.
Yeah, we'll just do a huge shuffle, like individually. We'll move them to all that. Because of the type of card they are, they stick together a lot due to the static electricity. So, okay. And then we have art cards. Have a removable, the removable plastic film. That's just telling me that's what I went through and did on all those to film off, which is why there's that static that's on there. Then we have scoring cards.
Yeah, this is my favorite part of this game.
So let's go to the scoring cards. Almost.
Well, that's perfect. At least it shows these 2. So scoring cards. There's 4 of them here. If you saw from the upper image, each game has a unique combination of objectives. So each of these have a title. They have a scoring condition, and they have how many points you'll get for doing such. Trying to fulfill several scoring conditions, or try to fulfill several scoring conditions with your painting. Some conditions can be fulfilled multiple times by a single painting.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
That's the boom, 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 boom.
I would assume so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it gives an example here. So we'll just go here for composition. It just shows all of the colors. So composition, it says, gives one blue ribbon here because it shows this is the painting that was created. So it used one of every color. So boom. This is based on the symbol there. You can see there's 2 symbols here, 2 symbols there. That's sun. Because they did it twice, you get the second one. So you get the 2 of that one. So this here would be sun, sun, and the hue. So if you somehow had one with a hue and a sun, and then suns on both sides, you could potentially do this twice.
And these are all, again, explained on the back side of these cards. So here, clarification. So score tint for each set of 2 tone and 1 hue.
And it gives a perfect example of a 1 and a 2.
Exactly. So here they scored 1 point because they have 1, 2, and 1. They can't use the second one to do additionally. Here, looks like they did it twice because they have 1, 2, and 1, and then 1, 2, and 1.
Yep.
Cool.
As a general rule, each element, which are the different symbols, can only be counted once. So literally that same example, you can't use the hue with these 2 and then another hue with the same 2.
Makes sense.
It's all unique. You can never collect more ribbons of a single color than depicted on the far right of a card. So if somehow you did this one 3 times, which is not possible because you only do 3 paintings, but if somehow you magically did that, you would only get the max on the left or the right hand side there.
Yep.
All right. On your turn.
Okay. On your turn, we can put back to the main board probably. On your turn, the player who painted recently takes the first turn. So that would be me between Steve and I.
That'll never be me.
Yeah. And then players take turns in clockwise order. On your turn, you must either take an art card or complete a painting. Pretty simple. You can have a maximum of 5 art cards in hand. If you already have 5 in hand, you must complete a painting.
Oh, so you don't have to put them straight in. You can just hold on to them.
Yep. So for taking an art card, if you have fewer than 5 art cards in hand, you may take 1 art card from the board. You may take one of the cards in the column farthest from the deck for free. Or you can take a card from another column by placing an inspiration token on all cards in the columns to its left.
Oh, okay.
So we can take from here, just like that, for free. Don't have to do anything. But if we want to take from any of these 6, say if I took this one, we have to put one of these inspiration tokens on every single one of those. That's where those come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if the person who gets to take that paint also gets the inspiration token on top.
If the card you take has an inspiration token on it, take them along with the card. Sorry, playing outside, guys. Apologies. Just repeat in case that plane muffled it. It said, if the card you take has inspiration tokens on it, take them along with the card. So you could end up piling multiple on one card if people keep choosing cards to the right of it.
They're like, I don't like this deep water thing.
It says, next slide any remaining cards in the row and any tokens on them away from the deck and fill the empty spaces. So like typical market games, if that was taken, these end up sliding and a new one would come out right there. Cool. Then draw a card of the deck. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, did that. Cool. Then it gives the example here, which we just went over with you for that. So then completing a painting. If you have at least 3 art cards, you may complete a painting. Select exactly 3 of your art cards and sleeve them with one of your background cards. Layer your art cards in any order you choose. However, only the visible icons count for scoring. Covered icons are ignored. Keep any leftover cards to use in future paintings. So real quick before we cover the scoring portion. So you're going to have one of your 3 background cards. So I'm going to take this one here. Then we'll say that I had corrupted. We'll say I had dread. And we'll say that I had, you want to do deep?
Because then a couple blues.
No, well, we need a red. So it could be improbable or deep, but we can do deep. That's fine.
Oh, you get green too. Yeah.
So we have your 3 cards. You're going to choose which way you want to put these on top. So now the only overlap we're going to have is the blue, right? So here you have to choose, would I rather have hue or another shape? So I'm going to choose to have another hue. Sure. So you're going to put all 3 of those on top of each other, and they go right into your sleeve on top of your background card, just like that. So now you have the corrupted dread, and we have all these symbols which will be used for scoring. So it says show your painting to the other players and read its title. Compare your painting to the scoring cards. Each of your paintings meets a condition. Each time your paintings meet a condition, take a ribbon from its supply. Take a silver ribbon or gold ribbon from the supply for each element that satisfies a bonus icon. In the rare case that you run out of ribbons, use any reasonable substitute token. So here it says I would get a silver per texture. I have no texture on this card, so I do not get that silver.
You don't have any gold.
Up here, no singles of any of those types. So if I have one single, which is the tone, so I don't get anything for the continuation. So complexity more than the previous paintings. So I would technically get one, wouldn't I? Or
no, because it would be painting 2, painting 3, I'm assuming.
Well, I mean, what's it say? Does it specify if it's the first one?
Score, your first painting cannot score.
Cool. Perfect.
So that just makes sense, yeah.
Rhythm, 3 pairs of any of those symbols. So is that just having
2?
So score rhythm, if a painting has 3 pairs of matching elements, you may have multiple pairs of the same. So
2.5.
2. Okay, yeah, almost. So I don't have 3 pairs. I have 1, 2, not quite the last one, so nothing for that one. Tint, not quite. I only have 1 tone. So this painting would score me Jack Diddley. So
that's hilarious.
Damn. But if I did score, then the
you went to art school.
I know, around the goal you have the color, and it's also next to its ribbon. So if I did score for tint, I would take one of these for each time I scored. If I did have a texture to match that ribbon on my card, I would take one of those. And we'll just put that off to the side for now. And we'll bring out some new ones so you can see some others. So these will follow the rules. Would all shift down here, which they would have already. Boop. All right. So that goes over the scoring portion. And that is literally it for your turn. You are taking a card from here, or you're putting them together to make a painting here to try and score points. You want to tell us how to frame your painting?
You want to throw that into a thing?
Sure. Steve looks like he set up another example here.
Framing your painting. After you complete a painting and take your ribbons, check to see if your painting qualifies to be placed in a frame. So let's score that one and let's see if we qualify.
All right, so this guy here, let's see. So we get a gold ribbon if we have texture. We have texture, so gold ribbon for that guy. And we're on the big board, right? Okay, cool. We have 2 stars. We have 2 tones, so we don't get the 3 pairs at all. So no singles of any type. There's a single texture, so we don't get continuation either. We don't have anything for tint because we are. Oh, actually, we could do the so we have the wilds there. So we have 1 tint, so we get 1 purple. So it's the 2 tones and the creativity, which is a wild, would be the hue. So that counts. Then more than the previous painting. If we count my previous painting here as such, so more than. So how do you get 1 or 2?
So the example would be if more elements than your previous painting.
Oh, so just all together. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And creativity is an element.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no.
Well, shit.
So that one doesn't score any either.
All right. Well, we have 2 versus 0.
But we got 2.
So now check your frames. So you may place your painting in an empty frame if your painting has at least one of the frame's indicated elements and or a creativity icon. Place it in a frame in front of you, facing outward so everyone can see. So here you have most tone, most hue, most texture, and most shape. For Nick here, he has hue, or sorry, he has no hue. He has no hue. He has tone and texture, but because he has the star, he can pick any of the 4.
Correct. So I think would probably be smartest though, because it looks like it's going to be the largest combination of tone and creativity. So I would choose that one to put it into. So I assume someone could probably try and take that from me.
Well, we're about to find
But
out.
it's worth points at the end. So I'll just slide that in just like this, and boom. Hello, thoughtful
So you may place
slumber.
an empty frame, or you may replace a painting in a frame.
There it is.
If your painting has a greater combined total than the painting currently in the frame, remove that painting, return it to the owner, take the frame, and place your painting inside.
Gorgeous.
If tied, only replace the painting if your painting has a greater number of the indicated element, ignoring creativity.
Nice.
Scoring. Take a platinum ribbon, which is up here, when you place a painting in a frame.
Ah, lovely.
At the end of the game, score 2 points, which is indicated right there.
How did you already shift the board like this? And somebody shifted it towards you.
I don't know. At the end of the game, score 2 points if you have a painting in a frame still.
Nice.
So you always get the platinum as soon as you put it in.
Yep.
But then you get the extra 2 if you hold it. So
Cool.
in theory, you could put it in here. You get the 4. Someone takes it out. They get the 4. And then you can put it back in that same frame and get another 4 and the end 2. Based on how it's worded.
Yep.
Because it says every time you place a painting in a frame, you get the platinum ribbon.
Yeah.
Uh,
we would be able to put the one that was just taken out back into the frame.
No, but if you had a
when you make
second
it.
painting that
Yeah.
beats my painting that I took over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's when you make a painting, that's when you put it in the frame.
Oh, correct. Yeah. So clarifications. When checking if your painting can be placed in a frame, count creativity regardless of which element represents.
Nice.
So in this case, because he chose this, he'd have 4.
Yep.
Because of the 2 creativity. If your painting qualifies for multiple frames, choose 1. You may replace your own painting with another painting and
Nice.
gain another platinum ribbon.
Cool.
Always keep platinum ribbons, even if someone takes the frame from you. So it's that simple. Then game ends, and then I'll give it to you for all the variants and everything.
Very cool.
So game end. Once you complete a third painting, the game does not end. Your turns are now skipped. When all players have completed 3 paintings, the game then ends. So if you've watched our playthroughs of Earth, you make a tableau of 4x4, 16 cards. As soon as the first player finishes, you finish that round, so everyone has equal number of turns, and then it's over.
Yep.
This is the opposite. When the first person finishes, that just kind of indicates to everyone else that they can just keep going, but they know exactly how many points that player has.
Yep.
So it's a very interesting scenario. So you calculate your score by adding the points for each set of matching ribbons.
Okay.
Determine the value of each ribbon set. Compare the number of ribbons in the set to the corresponding scoring card. Silver ribbons, gold ribbons, platinum ribbons are worth 2, 3, and 4 respectively, which are listed on the game board. Paintings that occupy a frame get the 2 that are on the frame.
Yep.
If players with an award card or signature card gain those as well. So those are over here. We'll cover those when Nick goes over the variants on how to get those cards.
Yep.
The player with the most points wins. If tied, most inspiration tokens left over wins. If still tied, have a neutral person judge the artwork to declare the winner.
Nice.
Which would be fun. Like we shuffle up all the artwork, have like Jen come in and be like, which painting do you like the best?
Yeah.
Not knowing which one of us did the painting.
True.
So it says example scoring here. It just goes over some examples. And then you have that pad that's right there in front of Nick to score it all. So for example, Nick has a purple. This is the purple box.
Yep.
He has 1 purple, which means he gets 4 points at the end of the game.
Yep.
If he made a second painting that did this twice, he would get 2 ribbons for that second attempt. So he'd have a total of 3, and then he would get 16 points.
Yep.
So that's how you can get like 4 or 5 by doing this multiple times, but you only get the max that's listed right there.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to skip the solo puzzle because we don't typically do solo on here. If we do solo on here, we'll cover that. It probably would be anytime that Steve's away because I'd be doing solo. Or if we have a solo month and we decide to go head-to-head, like this would be a good one to go solo head-to-head because you play very quickly.
That's true, yeah.
Let's see. But we have Painting with Vincent
Who's Vincent?
van Gogh. In this variant, you will play with a simulated non-scoring player called Vincent. You can use this variant as a solo mode or optionally add it in a 2-player game to increase the turnover of the available cards.
Have a good AI.
Vincent, so we don't use the painter card.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
As soon as you
Vincent-
read it, I'm like, oh.
Vincent begins with 6 inspiration tokens in his supply and goes last in turn order. On Vincent's turn, shake and toss all of the inspiration tokens. Any tokens that land face up are spent to skip art cards in the display. So if a result of a toss is an even number of face-up tokens, Vincent takes from the top row. If there's an odd number, he takes from the bottom row.
Oh, okay.
And saves one of the face-up tokens.
Little randomness, I like it.
Yeah. So one time, sorry. The result is tossed is an even number, so if there's 4 of them, Vincent takes tokens, face-up tokens Vincent takes from the top row. Okay. If there was an odd number of face-up tokens, he takes from the bottom row and saves one of his face-up tokens. Okay, got it. So at most, Vincent can spend 6 inspirational tokens on his turn. If no tokens land face-up, or if he has no inspiration tokens, Vincent selects the card furthest from the deck in the top row. Okay. Vincent discards the selected art card from the game and gains any inspiration tokens that were on it. Vincent will never complete a painting. Remember, Vincent still goes in turn if you complete a painting as your action. If you're playing painting with Vincent solo mode, follows blah, blah, blah. So Vincent is used to help cycle then those art cards. That's literally his only purpose. He's not anyone we're playing against. But so what I just said is Vincent has his 6... Jesus, these things are slippery. His 6 tokens, right? So you're going to shake them up and drop them on the board. So the face-up ones, if they are even, he's going to take from the top row.
Yep.
So he would take a card from the top row, and boom.
And discard.
Or would he spend? Because he spends those.
But he still takes the card.
Yeah, but would he take this one, or would he take this one and put the 2 on there?
Oh.
I wonder.
I thought you just.
So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he would.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So he takes from the. So you have your 2. So he would take not these 2. These 2 are going on here.
And then he would take this because of how the math works. Yeah.
This one. Then everything would shift over. That just gets discarded, and a new one comes out.
Yep.
If he flipped and it was an odd number, and we'll say 5 here. Okay, so he's going to put those on. Boom, 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 boom. And then he's going to take from the bottom row, whichever the 5th one would be. You know, he saves this one on the odds, it says.
Oh.
So odds he takes back. So you're only ever putting on an even number of these tokens on the board. But he would take this bottom one, and he gets to save that odd numbered one. So let's do another odd one just to be clear with that. Instead, we will do 3 face up. So if 3 were face up, it would be the 1, 2. And then odd means he takes from the bottom. So he wouldn't place this one. He would keep it, and he would take the bottom one and discard it, just like so. If he has none that are face up, or he has no tokens, it says he's going to take the top one, right? Tokens face up. He has no inspiration tokens. Vincent selects the card farthest from the deck in the top row. So he would take
the first one.
This one.
Makes sense.
He gains a token now. That gets discarded, and then everything shifts. So this happens every single turn. He goes last, so just ensures that cards are cycling the entire time. Fractured, yeah. There's a lot of these cards in here, so I think that's a great way. Honestly, it's probably a fun way to include him in probably every game. Every game, if you have the tokens for it.
Yeah.
I think.
Which we have. Yeah, you have plenty here.
All right. So that is painting with Vincent. Now, there's some references for icons and stuff in the book for extra clarity. Something this game does great is that clarity. Like, there's like no questions from the back of those cards to this book.
And now we add in every variant.
Very simple. We will. So on the back side here, there's a storage guide, which helps you put everything away in the big box. If you do have it, we already did that. You can watch our unboxing video and see us get everything in there. We didn't know it was in here. We just figured it out because we're smart. All right. So additional variants. Add any or all of these variant game modes to the standard game for a new challenge every time you play. So first we have the Masterpiece variant, which uses the ribbons.
Oh, they're in this box though.
Yep. So the Best in Show ribbon is awarded to the player with the most points. Then each player displays one of their paintings and explains its meaning. As a group, discuss the artwork presented and award the Masterpiece ribbon to the player with the best painting. The painter of the masterpiece and the winner of the Best of Show shares the victory. So we probably won't do this because it involves discussing your artwork.
And there's a bias.
Well, as I said, and it's less about
skill.
It's less about kind of like the game and changing down the gameplays, and it's more so just a fun thing for the end of the game to see who you want to award the ribbon to. So we'll keep those in the box. The painter variant.
Subliminally, I knew.
Yeah.
So I didn't take them out.
The painter variant.
There we go.
So we have a bunch of painter cards, so some famous painters through time. Each painter grants a unique ability, either a one-time effect, ongoing ability, or a scoring bonus.
Yep. So here we got like Rembrandt. So Rembrandt here, and it gives like a little quick blurb about Rembrandt. So Rembrandt is known for his dramatic use of light and shadow, especially in portraits. Then it says for Rembrandt, after you complete a painting, you may swap the art cards in your hand with the top cards from the deck.
Nice.
So if you have a hand of 5 cards, you just use 3 of them to make a painting, and you're like, these other 2 don't really help me, but I kind of maybe hate drafted or whatever. You can just swap them and then get a new set. And there's a bunch of different effects here. Cool one here with Hilma. You can have a 6-card hand.
Nice.
Silver worth a little bit more for Pippin.
What's Da Vinci's?
Leonardo da Vinci. Every time you complete a set of getting all 4 of these, also gain a silver.
Nice.
So it does not say specifically during one painting. So if you get these 2 in one painting, these 2 in another, you have the set of 4, gain a silver.
Cool.
And then I'll just call off my... Where's the other painting? Where did he go? Oh no, I shuffled it. Don't know where he went. There we go. We're gonna go. Vincent, after making your 3rd painting, immediately make a 4th painting with the remaining cards in your hand, max 2.
Interesting.
So you automatically get that 4th painting, which could give you potentially in like this scenario, if you had 2 cards that do it.
That would be a Steve painter to have to try and okay, I'm gonna hold on to these 2 because they're gonna max out my points with those 2. Crit my 3rd, so boom.
It's good because in your mind, because you may, I don't know if you were gonna know which painter each of us has. We'll find that in a second. But because they're all the same on the back.
Probably will.
But in my mind, I'm like, okay, he knows I'm gonna go for my 3rd painting, but really I'm gonna get that 4th and get 5 more points.
So setup: deal 2 painter cards each player. Each player chooses 1 and keeps it face up.
Ah, damn it. We should play face down.
Return all unused painter cards to the box. Yeah, we can. That's fine. Right. So award. Well, I mean, you kind of have to have them face up for. So
the rest
one
of
that's
facts.
6.
That's
to
true.
have
I have to
and
yeah,
the 5.
that's true.
Yeah. So award.
Just him face down.
Just him. Then we still know you're missing. Award variant. Awards add a competitive or friendly game end bonus. So these are the cards that Steve has right there.
Yep.
So the setup, place any 1 award card next to the board. Use the orange paint side for competitive scoring. Use the blue paint side for friendly scoring and for solo games.
Yep. So here you have blue splotches of paint and then orange. So in this case, it's the one I randomly grabbed. So the canvas awards, you get 3 endgame scoring points if you have the most tone across all 3 paintings.
Cool.
And that would just sit right there.
And it says scoring at the end of the game, if you meet the conditions shown on the card, score the indicated number of points. If using the competitive orange side, tied players score the full points. If playing solo, you must complete the award card to win. And then we have signature style variant.
Yep.
Ooh, excuse me, to those. So the signature styles give each player a hidden scoring objective. There you go.
Well, that makes sense how these are written.
Yep. So you're going to set up, you're going to deal 1 signature style card to each player face down. You may look at your card, but do not show the other players. If playing with 2 players, you may use the painting with Vincent variant to increase the turnover of the available cards, which obviously would.
Sure.
And then
he would just get a card.
He wouldn't get one of these. No. Just it's just saying to use Vincent
Oh,
for this.
yeah.
It forces you to shuffle through. So then scoring at game end, score for each art card in your completed paintings whose illustration matches the condition on your signature style. An art card still scores even if its image, title, or icons are obscured by another card. Oh, interesting.
So you take
an
it out.
art card still scores even if so it's
part of your
specifically the
painting.
art cards. It's not your painting. It's specifically your art cards you're scoring for.
No, your art cards make up your painting.
No. Score for each art card in your completed paintings.
Yeah, in your painting.
Yeah, but your signature style is scoring the art cards, not scoring the painting as a whole.
Oh, yeah. Which makes sense based on how this is written.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
an
I
art
was
card
saying.
still scores even if it's covered up. Like I said, each signature style list, it's qualifying art cards.
So, for example, here, so this one is 2 victory points per wood. So then it says wood art cards. It literally, so you would take the 3 cards out of your painting to see the 3 words in case 2 words got covered up, which they would. It literally says every single card name here that qualifies as a wood art card.
Nice. So no ambiguity.
Yeah. So you would literally say, oh, I have the card called age. Yep, that counts. So if you have 3 of these, you get 6 points. 1 of them 2 points, none of them 0 points.
Cool. And mine says per liquid. So again, it lists all the liquid art cards. Like right here, I would assume, okay, releasing must be one of those cards. And it is listed here under.
It's like deep is probably on there.
Very cool. I like it.
So deep, you have deep, and so you get 2 points.
And yep, deep is on there as well. Easy. I like it. So a lot of variation. No game will play the same for sure because different cards are gonna come out. So
Different
you'll
things up
probably
here too.
very rarely create the same painting with this amount of cards here.
Yeah, and you can almost play this if you really wanted to as a campaign per se, where you can literally start and go through each scenario.
Yep.
Which I don't know why it starts at number 28. That's tweaking me out. I don't know what this means. Oh, here we go. Oh, I didn't read the top line. So the scenarios all have this red number next to them. So these, again, this tells you how to set up these. They feature scoring card interactions. If any player scores or meets the exceeded goal, the scenario is complete. So this is a campaign.
Oh, interesting.
Where literally, so you set it up. So family game 1, you put composition and variety only. If as a player, you get 28 total victory points, either one of us, you check that box, that is complete. So we literally could play this as a full campaign. Randomly, you can go whatever order you want.
That's fun.
But each one you complete, you check the box.
Very cool. Very, very fun. Spatial awareness. Nice.
And we can literally put like Balder board next to each one we complete and be like, who won more of them across?
Yeah. I would definitely do a print out of this.
Oh, for sure. Of course.
Cool. That's always fun. All right. Cool. So we'll definitely get to this to the table at some point. We'll definitely do a head-to-head, and then we'll get other people in, with us. I think there's a lot of players that we have who've been on with us. I know Bombastic. I think she would love this because this is really her trying to maximize her own points style. And stuff. Yep.
So you're just focused on your own thing.
And just the goals at the top there. Cool. I like it. Steve was worried when I said I got a painting game.
100%.
Because he thought I meant like actually
I was thinking Pictionary, but painting, and I'm like,
oh, yeah.
No way, I'm playing that game.
No. Cool.
Because when you bought animated, same thing. I'm like, no.
You're like, no, not animated. Like, you don't animate anything. Yeah. You haven't brought that to the table. What to do? That's true. What to do in art month, I guess. Because we have this, we have animated.
Or art, or like building month per se. Like you have a creation month. Where you're creating something. Because we probably have something else that's not just say pictures, but like you're creating something.
Something like that.
Well, kind of like Age of Comics kind of fits in, like you're creating comics.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be the same as this. Like you're just grouping things together and distilled fitting to that.
Hold on. Nope, we literally have Project Art.
Well, what's the time length on that?
This is co-op, but this is, it says 40 minutes.
Oh, guys. Oh, it was co-op. That could be our mini game.
Yeah. It'll say, but even so, like we can still just be that as one of our regular games.
Yeah.
I mean, My City could, like, because the roll and write could be.
That could be the mini.
The mini for creating. Because we also have cartographers. Actually, cartographers probably fit more because you're literally making a map.
Yeah.
So that's probably fit more. This will fit better with like building or construction. Anyway.
Looks like we have some selection here.
We just discovered a new theme for one of our months here.
Yeah, that'll be later this summer or in the fall. We got a bunch of months to fill in.
Yep.
Some themes.
Yeah, we're doing racing this month. That is our main theme. So the reason why we're covering this right now is because it was new. It came in, and we always do an unboxing rulebook rundown regardless of the theme to get that out to you as quick as possible. But yeah, tune into our March games. They are racing centric. So we did our first set of these. Our mini game is La Corsa, which Steve hates. And
you're not wrong.
And we just played Heat, which I lost. I don't hate it, but I've never won it. Never even come close to winning it. Which is fine. I still have fun playing it. So stay tuned. We have an Outlaws month for Pirates and Cowboys. We have a Dice month, which is all dice-centric stuff, which I'm probably going to suck at because Dice hate me.
We'll have a Dark Spooky month in October again with some, we have some vampire-themed games, some witch-themed games, some just dark horror-themed games.
We'll do a Space month where we'll break out Moon Rollers, and we'll probably get Andromeda's Edge back to the table. We'll try to get 1 or 2 people with us for that this time around.
Yeah, we have Spark Riders.
Yep. Cool. Stoked. All right, everyone. Well, it's off to our doubleheader right now, this Saturday on Twitch. That's what we're doing. So when you see this, we've already done it the previous Saturday. So if you want to tune in for those live games, then I started on games as I was like thinking, I thought sports immediately. I was like, oh, no, they're games. We're going to tune in for those videos. Join us on Twitch Thursdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
It's a very specific time.
It is. Any last words about Canvas?
I know. We'll see who the better artiste is shortly.
Alrighty. Thank you for joining us here at Bald and Board Games. I'm Bald.
I'm Bored and Blind.
I'll see you at the easel.